Futique, the new album from Scottish rockers Biffy Clyro, features some of their coolest riffs and best ballads yet, but actually may not be the best Biffy Clyro album after the high bar that they've set for themselves. But come on, this is still Biffy Clyro we're talking about. I'm going to break it all down on this edition of Rock Album Review. Mon the Biff. Hey everybody, it's Nick here with you. Welcome back to the channel. Futique is the 10th studio album from Scottish rockers Biffy Clyro. It's the follow-up to 2021's The Myth of the Happily Ever After. And I have to say right at the top of this review that Biffy Clyro is one of my favorite bands of all time. I absolutely love them. Maybe not as much as Oasis, but you know what? They're up there for me. I really don't think that Biffy Clyro has ever put out a bad album. 10 albums in, and they've continued to evolve from hardcore math rockers on the early albums into the stadium-ready rockers they are today. And I especially love the last two records that they put out in 2020 and 2021, A Celebration of Endings and The Myth of the Happily Ever After. These are two solid albums. I think that Simon Neil is an incredible songwriter along with the Johnson brothers, the twins, James and Ben, and I think they really are one of the best rock bands on the planet, bar none. So of course, I was looking forward to this new album, Futique. And according to Simon Neil, futique is a word that is a combination of future and antique. So it's about taking the time to savor the small things in life, because oftentimes, you know what, we don't really realize or appreciate the fleeting but still really special moments in our lives as they're happening. So I think that's a really cool concept for an album title and theme. And I'll try not to be biased in this review because you know what? I love Biffy Clyro so goddamn much. And I do think that this is a great Biffy album, but when you have such great Biffy albums that they've released throughout their career, I don't really think this one is as strong as their most recent efforts. And I hate to say that about a Biffy album because they've set the bar so high for themselves that even on album number 10, which is awesome, I can't believe they've released 10 studio albums, but it might be hard to reach those heights every single time. Before we continue, guys, if you love Biffy Clyro as much as I do and you like this video, make sure to toss me a thumbs up. I'd very much appreciate that. And make sure to smash the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos and we can rock out together. All right, let's get back to it. The opening track and the first single released from the record, A Little Love, is a great Biffy single. It's got all the hallmarks of a great vintage Biffy song. It's got those angular guitar riffs in the verse before breaking out into that huge Biffy chorus that we know and love them for. It might be one of the poppiest Biffy Clyro choruses of all time. That being said, it's not as epic as past Biffy album openers that we've gotten on past albums like North of No South from A Celebration of Endings. Like, that is one of the most epic and triumphant album openers of all time, and A Little Love falls a little short of that. Hunting Season, however, is a dynamite Biffy rock track and one of the best songs on the album. I love the snarling vocal from Simon Neil in the verse, and then I love the pre-chorus with that "come on" into that super melodic, catchy chorus. And this song, Hunting Season, from what Simon has talked about on the album, is about how we live in the age of passing judgment, which is a very 2025 lyric. Hunting season, so you best watch out. And I love how Hunting Season is a really catchy Biffy rock song throughout the whole thing, but then it ends with a classic Biffy riff breakdown. They are the kings of riffy madness. And as usual, there are some huge Biffy rockers on this album, like True Believer, which is one of my favorite tracks on the album. Friendshipping is also a big rocker, so they definitely scratch that itch, which is what we go to a Biffy Clyro album for after all. And of course, there are the obligatory but still amazing Biffy rock ballads on this album. Goodbye is a great song, which follows in the footsteps of other great Biffy ballads like Many of Horror, God and Satan, Opposite, Medicine, and Space. And I can see this one being a huge fan favorite, a huge live favorite when they put it in their set list. Biffy Clyro can rock out with the best of them and then make us cry with a song like Goodbye, and that's something only Biffy can do so well. Goodbye, my love. I also loved 1001, which had a great chorus on it, and Two People in Love, which was a much more conventional Biffy album closer than the songs that we got on the last two records, Cop Syrup and Slurpy Slurpy Sleep Sleep. Slurpy Slurpy Sleep Sleep Slurpy Slurpy Sleep Sleep. But when it comes to the rest of the Futique album, it felt like Dare I say it, there was some filler on this album that was creeping in, which is something that I've never really experienced with a Biffy album before. Songs like Shot 1 had a great bass line in it, courtesy of James Johnston, and Woe Is Me, Wow Is You, which is a great Biffy song title, had some cool vocal flourishes to it, but otherwise didn't really jump out to me. Yet. The same goes for It's Chemical and Dearest Amygdala, which is a Biffy song that's going full on disco and also referencing the Cars, Just What I Needed in the intro. There are some interesting experiments, but not quite there as great Biffy songs. And the pronunciation of amygdala on this song is weird. Is it amygdala, amygdala? Simon Neil always puts his own Scottish spin on everything. And it's not that the songs are bad, because I refuse to say that any Biffy songs are bad, because I know just how much work and how much energy, like 200 million%, that these guys put into all their music. But even for me, as a big, diehard, longtime Biffy fan, some of these songs didn't make as much impact as I hoped they would, and I'm hoping that changes on future listens. But who am I to complain? Biffy Clyro was definitely on a creative streak for 3 years in a row, with Balance Not Symmetry in 2019, A Celebration of Endings in 2020, and The Myth of the Happily Ever After in 2021. I feel like they've lost some of the momentum with this new record, but that's coming from a band who still puts out such quality music 10 records in. And there are some great lyrics on this album to be expected. Simon Neil is a great lyricist, a great songwriter, so I just wanted to shout out some of my favorite lyrics from Futique. From A Little Love, I love the line, "This ain't utopia, but it's better than hell." I love that line. In Shot 1, you only get one shot, and that's what makes it serious. That's another great line from Simon Neil. And then in True Believer, I love the line, "We are light, we are frequencies, fighting through the darkness." That is a great line. And of course, this record rocks as expected. This is a Biffy Clyro record through and through. We have some slower highlights on here as well. That is to be expected. I didn't love every song, but I'm sure they're going to grow on me, because at the end of the day, this is Biffy fucking Clyro. Favorite tracks for me on Futique: Hunting Season, Shot 1, True Believer, Goodbye, Friendshipping, 1001, and Two People in Love. You know what? Maybe I like more of the songs on this record than I thought. It's a solid Biffy Clyro record that adds more great songs to the Biffy canon, more great songs that I'm sure are going to grow on me and I'm going to love even more. But at this moment, it doesn't quite hold up as strong as some of their most recent records. I'm going to give Futique, the new record from Biffy Clyro, a solid 3.5 out of 5. And don't get me wrong, I want to give every Biffy album a 5 out of 5 out of the gate. But you know what? I have to be fair. I review a lot of records on this channel, and I can't give them an automatic 5, even though they're one of my favorite bands of all time and one of the best bands on the planet as far as I'm concerned. And that is it, guys. That is my rock album review for the new album from Biffy Clyro called Futique. Mon the Biff. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the new record. Make sure to like this video if you liked what you saw and you like my commentary about Biffy Clyro, and make sure to smash the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. But I'll see you guys again for another rock album review here on the channel. Until then, rock on, everybody. Mon the Biff.